What if everything you thought about sleep struggles was missing the real culprit? Your blood sugar. Most people blame stress or caffeine, but the truth is far more surprising and unsettling. Drops in blood sugar don't just wreck your energy, they hijack your hormones, derail your sleep, and throw your mood into chaos. Imagine unlocking a hidden key that not only ends insomnia, but transforms your nights and days with natural, lasting relief. Ready to uncover the science nobody talks about? Let's dive in. When blood sugar drops, something quietly powerful begins to unfold inside the body. It's almost like an invisible alarm goes off, subtle but relentless. The brain, highly dependent on glucose, starts to panic. It doesn't yell, but it does send urgent signals to the rest of the body. Fuel is low. And suddenly, without warning, the calm of your system is replaced by a low-grade storm. You might feel restless, anxious, or just off. Most people chalk it up to stress, but in truth, what they're often experiencing is a sugar crash disrupting their sleep hygiene and paving the way for a restless night. In response, the body activates its emergency crew, adrenaline and cortisol. Think of these like two overzealous firefighters storming in, even if the smoke is coming from burnt toast. They raise your heart rate, spike your alertness, and make sure you're wide awake, whether you want to be or not. This might be great in a crisis, but when it happens at 3 a.m. and all you're craving is deep sleep, it's a disaster in disguise. This cascade doesn't just pull you out of sleep, it wrecks your bedtime routine and disrupts any chance of settling into your natural circadian rhythm. That hyper-alertness you feel when you suddenly wake up in the middle of the night? Yeah, that's not your phone vibrating. It's your body desperately trying to stabilize itself, pumping out hormones to fix the drop in glucose. But here's the kicker. Those same hormones keep you awake. Your brain becomes too active, your body too tense, and any hope of insomnia relief starts slipping through your fingers. It's an ironic twist. Your body's attempt to help you is the very thing keeping you from rest. And it doesn't stop there. When this cycle becomes frequent, your nervous system gets used to being on edge. Over time, your body starts anticipating these drops, and the stress response kicks in even faster. That's when people start noticing patterns. They wake up at the same time every night, their energy crashes during the day, and their mood becomes unpredictable. Without realizing it, they've stepped into a loop that not only ruins sleep, but also affects how they feel, think, and function. But the story doesn't end with adrenaline. There's a deeper connection unfolding, one where the brain's hunger collides with the chemistry of hormones, and where the real reason you're waking up at night might not be your thoughts, but your biology. And that brings us face to face with the next hidden player in this mystery: how low blood sugar triggers insomnia itself. Insomnia doesn't always start in the mind. Sometimes it starts in the bloodstream. When blood sugar levels dip during the night, especially in those with unstable glucose regulation, the brain interprets it as a threat to survival. After all, glucose isn't just a fuel, it's the brain's only fuel. So when levels fall too low, the brain sends an urgent wake-up call. It doesn't ask politely. It jolts you out of sleep like a fire drill at 2 a.m. That sudden, unexplained awakening? It's not random. It's a built-in, primal response to a perceived energy emergency, one that has everything to do with better sleep habits and how we manage our blood sugar during the day. When the brain senses it's running low on glucose, it begins releasing stress hormones, pulling you out of the deepest stages of sleep. You may not even fully wake up, but your body does. Your heart rate picks up, your breathing becomes shallow, and the relaxation techniques you tried earlier? Out the window. The calm is broken. Over time, this pattern trains your brain to fear sleep. It starts associating rest with danger instead of recovery. And that, my friend, is how a quiet blood sugar crash turns into full-blown insomnia. This cycle isn't just annoying, it's exhausting. And it messes with more than just your sleep. The more your brain is deprived of steady glucose at night, the more it overcompensates with wakefulness. This leads to a fragmented sleep architecture, fewer dreams, less sleep meditation effect, and poor recovery. You wake up groggy, irritable, and confused about why 8 hours in bed felt like a nap on a noisy bus. But what really happened was a biochemical tug-of-war between your brain's needs and your body's fuel supply. Worse still, your body starts developing a kind of hypervigilance around these episodes. The subconscious starts bracing for the crash, disrupting the delicate balance of your circadian rhythm. Even on nights when your blood sugar doesn't dip, your brain might still react as if it will. This is where traditional sleep advice often fails, because it doesn't consider how natural sleep remedies need to support not just the mind, but also your metabolic rhythm. Now imagine this happening every night for weeks, even months. You try everything: melatonin, magnesium, guided sleep meditation, but nothing sticks. That's because the root cause isn't just mental or emotional. It's physiological. And as this pattern continues, it feeds a storm of stress hormones that spiral deeper. So, what exactly happens inside your body when these stress chemicals take control? Picture this. You're lying in bed, lights out, room cool and quiet. Everything's set for a perfect night's sleep. But instead of drifting off, your mind starts racing. Your heart thumps a little louder. You feel wired, not tired. That's cortisol and adrenaline making their grand entrance. These stress hormones, originally designed to protect you from danger, don't know the difference between a hungry bear and a blood sugar dip. When glucose drops, the brain panics, and the HPA axis, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal, jumps into action. The result? A hormonal cocktail that lights up your system just when it should be powering down for deep sleep. Cortisol, often called the stress hormone, is supposed to follow a gentle rhythm. High in the morning to wake you up, low at night to let you rest. But when blood sugar crashes overnight, cortisol spikes out of schedule. It's like someone slamming the gas pedal in the middle of a red light. Your sleep is disrupted. Your bedtime routine loses its magic. And worst of all, this spike often comes with a dose of adrenaline, just enough to make you feel wide awake at 3 a.m., eyes open, staring at the ceiling, wondering what's wrong with you. Spoiler alert, it's not just anxiety, it's biology. Over time, this constant activation of the HPA axis rewires your body's stress response. It starts reacting to minor imbalances as if they were emergencies. This heightened reactivity leads to more frequent awakenings, light sleep, and a body stuck in fight or flight mode. Even when you try to unwind with calming teas or gentle relaxation techniques, your system is already too alert. That's why some people can't sleep even when they're exhausted. It's not about tiredness, it's about the body's refusal to let go. What makes it even trickier is that these stress hormones don't just disrupt sleep. They mess with your mood, appetite, and ability to regulate emotions. You wake up irritable, maybe anxious, with a strange sense of doom that doesn't match your reality. That's the residue of nighttime hormonal chaos. It becomes harder to maintain better sleep habits because you're constantly recovering from a biological storm you didn't even know was happening. And the more often this occurs, the more your natural circadian rhythm is thrown out of sync. But here's the kicker. The very thing triggering this stress cascade might be rooted in something so common we overlook it every day: insulin resistance. It's not just about carbs or sugar. It's about how your body responds to them. And when insulin stops working the way it should, the sleep crisis only deepens. Let's take a closer look at the quiet disruptor that's hiding in plain sight: insulin resistance. This condition doesn't always scream for attention. It whispers. But its effects ripple through the entire body, especially at night. Insulin's job is to help glucose enter cells and provide steady energy. But when your body becomes resistant, glucose doesn't move efficiently and energy delivery becomes chaotic. What follows is a roller coaster of spikes and crashes. And this instability wrecks the very foundation of sleep hygiene. You can be in bed by 10, phone off, blackout curtains drawn, and still find yourself wide awake for no obvious reason. Now here's where it gets tricky. Insulin resistance doesn't just mess with your blood sugar, it messes with your hormones. As glucose struggles to enter the cells, the brain interprets this as a shortage, triggering You guessed it, stress hormones. Cortisol rises, adrenaline kicks in, and suddenly, your peaceful rest transforms into fragmented dozing. This creates a cruel loop. Poor glucose management causes poor sleep, and poor sleep makes your body even more resistant to insulin. So while you're chasing natural sleep remedies, the real fix might be in your metabolism. Even worse, insulin resistance can dull your body's ability to regulate melatonin, the sleep hormone. So not only are you dealing with unstable blood sugar and surging stress chemicals, but your ability to fall asleep naturally is also being sabotaged. It's like trying to fall asleep while your body's internal clock is arguing with itself. That explains why so many people feel tired but wired. The body systems are out of sync, fighting each other instead of working together. This misalignment sabotages any attempt at insomnia relief and leaves people stuck in survival mode. But let's not forget the most dangerous part: how easy it is to normalize this chaos. Many folks live in a constant state of blood sugar mismanagement, snacking late, skipping meals, choosing energy drinks over real nutrition, and they never connect the dots. They try everything from supplements to sleep meditation, but nothing sticks because the real culprit isn't being addressed. The quality of your sleep is directly tied to how your body manages insulin. And the more resistant you are, the harder it becomes to experience deep sleep that restores you from the inside out. This battle isn't just about sleep. It's about emotional stability, mental clarity, and reclaiming control over your body's rhythm. And speaking of rhythm, there's another piece to this puzzle that adds a whole new layer: the emotional highs and lows driven by blood sugar swings. Because as it turns out, your mood might be crashing right along with your glucose. Ever felt like you were on an emotional seesaw? Up one moment, crashing down the next, with no clear reason why? That, right there, could be the sugar roller coaster working behind the scenes. Every time blood sugar spikes and then crashes, the brain struggles to maintain emotional balance. It's not just about energy, it's chemistry. As glucose levels drop rapidly, so does your serotonin, your feel-good neurotransmitter. The result? Irritability, mood swings, and anxiety that hits you out of nowhere. And here's the kicker: it's often mistaken for stress, burnout, or personality traits, when it's really a biological response begging for insomnia relief and blood sugar stability. The brain is sensitive, especially to fuel. When glucose dips too low, it triggers a stress reaction that affects not only sleep, but also emotional regulation. You feel edgy, impatient, or overwhelmed by the smallest things. That's not weakness, it's a signal. It's your body's way of saying, I don't have what I need to feel safe and grounded. And when these fluctuations happen throughout the day, they carry into the night, disrupting your bedtime routine, hijacking your calm, and laying the groundwork for anxious, restless sleep. Let's be honest, living like this is exhausting. One minute you're motivated, the next you're mentally drained. You might snap at someone, then feel guilty and confused about why. This kind of instability wears on your relationships, your self-esteem, and your sleep. Because yes, emotional volatility and sleep quality are intimately connected. When your nervous system is constantly swinging between panic and depletion, you don't just need relaxation techniques. You need to stabilize the core of your biological rhythm. But the problem runs deeper than we think. Most people are treating the symptoms, stress, anxiety, sleeplessness, with temporary fixes. More coffee in the morning, a glass of wine at night. But both of those can worsen blood sugar issues, creating a vicious loop. Even so-called healthy snacks high in refined carbs can throw off your balance and leave you wondering why your natural sleep remedies aren't working. It's not just what you eat, it's when, how often, and whether your meals support your mood, your brain, and your circadian rhythm. So here's the truth few people talk about. Your emotional stability and sleep aren't separate. They're both being controlled by the same internal tide. And if you want to get off this ride, you have to address what's feeding it. Because your mood, just like your sleep, is being shaped by more than thoughts and habits. It's being shaped by your biology. And nowhere is this more evident than in the surprising connection between blood sugar and melatonin. Melatonin, the hormone everyone associates with sleep, might just be the unsung hero in the blood sugar story. Most people think of melatonin as the sleep fairy that sprinkles magic dust when night falls, but it's actually much more complex and deeply connected to how your body handles glucose. When blood sugar dips or spikes, it can throw off melatonin production, making it harder to fall asleep or stay asleep. In other words, the dance between glucose and melatonin is a subtle but powerful factor in your overall sleep hygiene and sleep quality. Here's the surprising part. The timing of your meals plays a big role in this hormonal interaction. Eating late at night, especially meals high in sugar or simple carbs, can disrupt melatonin's natural rise, delaying your body's internal clock. When melatonin is suppressed, your body can't fully relax into sleep. This is why sometimes, no matter how many relaxation techniques you try or how consistent your bedtime routine is, you still toss and turn. The culprit is often lurking in your late-night snacks or uneven blood sugar levels. But it's not just about avoiding food after hours. How and when you eat throughout the day affects this balance too. Stabilizing blood sugar with balanced meals spaced properly supports melatonin's natural rhythm, helping you sink into that coveted deep sleep. It's like setting the stage perfectly for a great show. Every actor, your hormones, your brain, your digestion, knows exactly when to play their part. This is why natural sleep remedies that overlook meal timing often fall short. What's more, melatonin itself can influence glucose metabolism. It's a two-way street. If your melatonin is off, your blood sugar might be harder to control. This cyclical relationship means that improving one can help the other. It's a beautiful but fragile balance, one that's easily disrupted by modern lifestyles filled with irregular meals, screen light at night, and stress. So to really improve your sleep, you have to look beyond pillows and teas and start tuning into your body's natural signals. And while the science of melatonin and blood sugar is still unfolding, one thing is clear. By respecting your body's hormonal rhythms through smart eating habits and mindful routines, you can reclaim the night. But food and timing are just part of the puzzle. There's a bigger picture, how diet and habits shape this hormonal symphony. And that's exactly where we head next. When it comes to balancing blood sugar and hormones, diet isn't just about what you eat. It's about how your choices ripple through your body's entire system. Foods rich in refined sugars and processed carbs are like tiny saboteurs, causing sudden blood sugar spikes that trigger stress hormones and disrupt your sleep cycle. On the flip side, whole foods with fiber, healthy fats, and protein act as peacekeepers, promoting steady glucose levels and supporting a natural circadian rhythm. This isn't a diet fad. It's about nurturing your body with what it truly needs to maintain better sleep habits and emotional balance. Habits matter just as much as food. Skipping meals or eating at erratic times can throw your blood sugar and hormonal rhythms into chaos. Imagine your body like an orchestra, and your eating habits are the conductor. When the conductor loses the beat, the whole performance falls apart. Regular, balanced meals signal to your brain and body that all is well, allowing melatonin and cortisol to dance in harmony, paving the way for restorative sleep. This steady rhythm is at the heart of effective bedtime routines and crucial for those chasing insomnia relief. It's fascinating how simple lifestyle tweaks can make such a profound difference. Cutting back on caffeine after midday, limiting alcohol, and getting outside for natural light during the day help reset your internal clock. These are not just wellness buzzwords. They're vital tools to help your body repair and strengthen its hormonal balance. Pair this with practices like sleep meditation or deep breathing exercises, and you're giving yourself the tools to build resilience against nighttime blood sugar dips and hormonal spikes. But let's not ignore the emotional side of habits. Stressful environments, late-night screen time, and overcommitment keep cortisol levels elevated, interfering with your body's ability to stabilize blood sugar. In this way, what you do during the day directly impacts your ability to fall asleep naturally at night. Building awareness around these patterns and gently adjusting your daily rituals are essential steps to break free from sleepless nights and mood swings. The key takeaway? Nutrition and lifestyle aren't separate from sleep, they're the foundation. When you feed your body wisely and honor its natural rhythms, you create fertile ground for healing and restoration. And now, with this understanding in place, it's time to explore practical, science-backed strategies that stabilize blood sugar and pave the way to better sleep and mood. Now that we've uncovered the tangled web between blood sugar, hormones, and sleep, it's time to talk solutions. Real, practical steps you can take to stabilize your blood sugar and reclaim peaceful nights. First things first, focus on balanced meals rich in fiber, lean protein, and healthy fats. These nutrients slow glucose absorption and keep your energy steady throughout the day and night, setting a solid foundation for better sleep hygiene and mood stability. It's not about restriction, but about smart choices that feed your body's natural rhythm. Nighttime routines play a crucial role too. Establish a consistent bedtime routine that signals your brain it's time to wind down. Avoid heavy meals or sugary snacks close to bedtime. Instead, opt for light, nutrient-dense options if you need a late bite. Combining this with calming relaxation techniques like deep breathing, gentle stretching, or sleep meditation helps lower stress hormones and supports melatonin production, two key factors in slipping into deep sleep more easily. Don't underestimate the power of movement during the day. Regular exercise helps improve insulin sensitivity, making your body more efficient at managing blood sugar. Just be mindful to finish vigorous workouts a few hours before bedtime to avoid overstimulation. Alongside physical activity, managing stress through mindfulness, journaling, or even a warm bath can lower cortisol levels, helping to restore your circadian rhythm and promote restful sleep. If you're looking for an extra edge, certain natural supplements like magnesium, valerian root, or melatonin can provide support, but these should complement, not replace, foundational lifestyle changes. Remember, there's no magic pill for lasting insomnia relief. True transformation happens when your daily habits align with your body's needs, creating a harmonious internal environment where sleep comes naturally. Stabilizing blood sugar isn't just about avoiding restless nights. It's about reclaiming your emotional balance, sharpening your focus, and waking up ready to take on the day. And while these strategies will set you on the right path, there's always more to discover about how your body and mind work together in this ongoing journey to better health. Now that you hold this powerful knowledge about how blood sugar and hormonal balance shape your sleep and mood, the real challenge begins. Will you take action? Imagine breaking free from the exhausting cycle of restless nights and emotional roller coasters, stepping into a life where deep, restorative sleep becomes your new normal. What small changes will you start tonight to build better sleep habits and reclaim your energy? Share your thoughts and struggles in the comments. Let's support each other on this journey. And if you found this insight valuable, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest tips for natural sleep remedies and lasting insomnia relief. Your best nights are ahead. Let's make them happen together.